welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the New York Giants. Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment, running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
They'll dump this off to Scatteroo. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
Dart from the gun on third down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up fourth down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Fielded at about the 28. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Kayvon Thibodeau on the tackle. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down. Here's Williams. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with nothing to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Here comes the Bears punter now. Gunnar Olszewski deep for the Giants. Fielded just inside the 20. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now the former Sun Devil, it's Cam Scatteroo. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. It's a quarterback sneak. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First down, here's Scatteroo. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Working out of the gun is Dart. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there, and I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And a Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
On play action, here's Dart. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll go play action here with Dart. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Dart looking to throw again.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies will try and force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, Dart. He shakes it off. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 17-yard line.
It's a gain of 18.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Zone read here. It's Scatterby with it. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On the jet sweep, here's Neighbors. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Johnson. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Giants first down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A toss to Scatterby, running right. And he takes it into the end zone for a Giant TD. Cam Scatterby, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Giants get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
There's a short one caught by Loveland. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Balled at the 26, 2nd and 7. They'll go play action here with Williams. That's caught. The tight end Loveland with it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Looking to throw is Williams. And this is going to be incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Swift going to try up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Darius Alexander coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. The Giants going to take over again on offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Dart. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing his Dart. That one taken in by Neighbors. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
To throw, Dart. Pressure comes and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Looking to put a drive together. Now Williams Throwing to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Second and 13. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Second and a couple. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's good for a Bears first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a first and 10. Off the bootleg, it's Williams. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to bring up second down.
At the 33-yard line.
On play action, here's Williams. He gets it to Sims, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. From the gun, here's Williams. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he will have the Bears first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Bears first down.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That's a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math, they did it well, and it works for them.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Now it's Swift. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Swift again. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. DeAndre Swift. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The New York set to take the field. The last series form a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, here's Dart. That's complete to his running back, Scatterbo. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Dart. They'll set up the screen to Scatterbo. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
From the gun, here's Dart. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he stopped immediately there. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
To throw, Williams. That's into the hands of Kalif Raymond. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Pickup of 6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the Giants' 38-yard line.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Williams. Pass complete to Loveland. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing there. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And he's caught. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
First down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Bears.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Back to the running game with Swift. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DeAndre Swift with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears have taken the lead. So 2 touchdowns for him on the ground in this first half, and that one a thing of beauty.
And just like his last touchdown run, we saw him be patient. How about his vision where he's able to identify where the opening was? And then how about the escort right down the field all the way to the end zone from his blockers?
Santos now to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score, Bears 14.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
Dart going to give the scan a move. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. An inside run to Scatteroo. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
From the shotgun, a throw for Dart.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Malik Neighbors.
37 yards.
And the Giants are an extra point away from drawing level.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Sanders on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. Looking to put a drive together.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 3rd and 5. To the air, Williams. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away.
On the return is Olszewski.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Play action now. Dart. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bears' 28-yard line.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
They go play action with Dart.
On the arc, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Dart going to look to throw here.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Sanders on for the field goal, a 46-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. But the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Williams. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Looking to throw is Williams. Finding Walker complete. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
First down, Chicago.
To the air once more, Williams. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Luther Burden. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Williams. Pass complete. Luther Burden. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field.
53-yard attempt.
Looked like an issue there on the snap, and everything has to be right from this distance. But that one, no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
That was an ugly-looking kick, and the snap, largely to blame. These special teams operations are relying on everyone being on the same page, so even the slightest hiccup can lead to some missed kicks, and that's exactly what we saw here.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up and put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Williams to the left side. He's got his tight end Loveland. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. Looking to put a drive together.
On the ground, it's Scatteroo to start the drive.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
They'll fake the give. Now it's Dart. That's complete. It's Neighbors.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Throwing his Dart.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Giants are able to widen their advantage.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
From the gun, here's Williams.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Bears 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
That's caught left side, Burden.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage and on the perimeter.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Here's a handoff to Swift.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
This 2nd and 4. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll go play action here with Williams. That's to the right side, caught by Burden. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Giants' 18-yard line.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. They run out of the gun with Swift. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 87 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Swift. It's going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd and 5.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Following the play here, now we've got an injury.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now their defense came through with the goal line stand, got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Long way to go.
They need to reward that defense. Goal line stand, they've got to make that stand up themselves, right? Give the defense a chance to catch their breath on the sidelines. At least get 2 first downs. 3 would be better. Change field position. Let them catch their breath.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Throwing, dart. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing his dart. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And the Giants send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time, but you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
This time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
That's good for a Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They work now on 2nd and 9. On the handoff, this is Swift.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 1 yard and now no yards. Have them looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. To throw, Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This from 36 yards out. Santos' kick is up and through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
Oh, he shifts past him. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. New York ready to go again offensively. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. To throw now, Dart. He'll check this one down to Scatterbo.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Give up the middle, Scatterbo.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
This offense so far on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Now Dart. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
To throw, it's Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Adunze.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Swift.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. .47-yard punt, a return of 4. Now out come the Giants.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Giants 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard
And that
line.
pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
At the 41-yard line.
Play fake, and here's Dart. He'll dump this off to Scatteroo. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
It's now 3rd and 9.
To the air once more is Dart. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll run from the gun with Scatteroo. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
At the 39-yard line.
A give, it's Scatteroo. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Dart. He'll try and do this himself. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the deep blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finished this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
On the jet sweep, here's Neighbors. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Scatteroo. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
They'll start on the ground with Scatteroo. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
They'll try to throw for it with Dart. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down.
Jason
well played.
Sanders on for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes
eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Oh, what a move. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. He tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Yeah, to put it mildly, but look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
New York set to take the field. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And they'll begin by running the option. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal.
They'll give it to Scadaboo.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up fourth and goal.
Fourth and goal.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
Sanders' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So now the Bears down by 13, a little under 2.5 to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Looking to throw is Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Pass caught by Burden.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
50-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. To the air, Williams. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Well, the crowd here at MetLife Stadium in full roar. 3rd down. Throwing again here, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. Pass complete to Loveland.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
He's got room to roam.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now 1st and goal. From the gun, here's Williams.
To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Williams going to look to throw again.
And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, Make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal. They'll go. Here's Williams. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.